The alien apartment was quiet, till a loud scream echoed through the halls. "Human, why do you have a mini Sci-Hulid between your legs?" shouted Zarna, the giant alien landlady. Jason froze. He was just stepping out of the shower, toweled around his waist, when Zarna burst into his room uninvited. Her 4 golden eyes went wide. Her long tail slammed against the wall in shock. Jason blinked. "What the hell, Zarna? You can't just come in like that." Zarna pointed one sharp finger at the towel. "I saw it. It moved. You're hosting a desert worm, a young Sci-Hulid." Jason looked confused. "What are you talking about? The creature between your legs?" Zarna said, voice shaking. "It's alive." Jason sighed, realizing what she meant. He tried not to laugh. "That's not a creature. That's just part of me." Zarna took a step back, looking horrified. "It's part of you." The hallway began to fill with other aliens' neighbors, who had heard the shout. Different species, all staring at Jason, whispering in their languages. "What's happening? Did the humans smuggle a parasite? I knew he was hiding something." Jason felt exposed and embarrassed. He pulled his towel tighter and backed away. "Can someone please explain what's going on?" Zarna's voice turned serious. "On my home planet, the Sci-Hulid are deadly desert creatures. If even a baby one hides in your body, it means death for everyone." Jason raised an eyebrow. "I'm not carrying anything deadly." Zarna shook her head, then explained the movement. "I saw it." Jason looked around. He didn't know how to explain human biology to aliens. It's just natural. It's how humans are made. "You mean all males of your species have one?" she asked slowly. Jason nodded. "Yes, all human males." Gasps filled the hallway. One alien fainted. Another with 6 arms started recording everything on a glowing data orb. Jason felt like an animal in a zoo. Zarna stared at him, eyes narrowing. "You need to come with me. The Galactic Council must see this." "What?" "I didn't do anything wrong," Jason shouted. Zedder crossed her arms. "Maybe not. But if what you say is true, the Council needs to confirm it. Can't take risks. That thing could be dangerous." Jason groaned. "It's not dangerous. It's literally a body part." But Zarna had already tapped her wrist device to small security. Bots floated in, scanning Jason from head to toe. Lights flashed. Alarms beeped. "Unidentified organic extension detected," one bot said. Zena nodded. "Exactly. I'm taking him in." Jason tried to protest, but the bots gently lifted him into the air. His towel stayed in place, barely. "Ow!" The crowd of aliens followed behind as he was taken out of the building. "I just wanted a shower," Jason muttered. Minutes later, Jason stood in a large circular room. Tall aliens in robes sat in floating chairs above him. The Galactic Housing Council Zedna stood beside him, still angry. "Esteemed council members, I bring you a danger from Earth." One alien, with a long silver neck, spoke calmly. "The human has lived here for 3 months with no trouble." Zarna pointed. "He hides a living creature on his body." Jason threw up his hands. "It's not a creature." The council ordered a scan. Jason closed his eyes as bright lights covered his body. The machine beeped and fell silent. Scan complete. The computer voice said, "No parasites found. Organ is human standard." The council fell silent. Zarna looked stunned. "It's normal," the machine said. "Biological organ? Natural function?" Jason smirked. "I told you," but the council didn't laugh. They leaned forward, eyes wide. One asked, "And what is its function?" Jason paused. "It's for reproduction," whispers. Gasps. One alien dropped her tea. "For reproduction." Another asked slowly. Jason nodded. That's just how humans are made." The council looked at one another. "We must study this further, carefully." Jason backed away. "I'm not a test subject." Zarna watched him. Her expression had changed, not angry, but curious. As Jason left the room with a sigh, he muttered, "This is going to be a long day," and little did he know, This was only the beginning. Asterisk Jason sat alone in a white observation room. Bright lights buzzed above him. The walls were smooth and cold, like they were made of glass and metal. There was no clock, no bed, no chair, just a soft blue floor that hummed gently under his feet. He had been here for over an hour. Still think this is funny? He muttered to himself. A small circular camera blinked in the corner. Jason gave it a tired look. I take one normal shower, and now I'm treated like a science project. Suddenly the door hissed open. Zarna entered, her tail dragging behind. She looked serious, but less angry than before. You will speak with the High Council again, she said. I already did, Jason replied. They scanned me, poked me, embarrassed me. What more do they want? They want understanding, Zarna said. You confuse them, Jason? You scare them? And some are fascinated. Jason frowned. Fascinated. Zarna didn't answer. She motioned him to follow. 2 floating guards appeared behind him. Jason walked into a large chamber. This time, it wasn't just the Galactic Housing Council. There were delegates from over a dozen alien species, some tall with feathers, some with glowing skin, some that floated instead of walked. At the center was a giant holographic image of a human male body, Jason's body, highlighted in red. That part! Jason groaned. Are you kidding me? A gray-skinned alien with many eyes spoke first. Human Jason, we have reviewed your biology. Another added, we believe you carry a hidden weapon. It's not a weapon. Jason snapped. It's just how humans reproduce. An alien with flower petals for a face leaned forward. Is it true it can move on its own? Jason went red. Sometimes yes, but not because I control it. It's just biology. More whispering. Some aliens seemed alarmed. Others intrigued. A counselor asked, and you claim this organ? Is linked to pleasure? Jason rubbed his forehead. Yes, it's both for reproduction and, well, pleasure. It's natural for humans. The room fell silent again. Then a small voice from the back asked, can it be? Dawn did. Jason turned to see. A young alien scientist holding a tablet. Her species had no visible eyes, but she looked curious, hopeful. Jason replied slowly, we don't just bond with anyone. There has to be trust, emotion, consent. Zarna stepped forward. Enough questions. He is not a toy. The council looked at her. One alien with glowing blue fur spoke. Landlady Zarna, your concern is noted, but we must ask, did you feel threatened by the human? Zarna hesitated, then she shook her head. No, I felt surprised. I acted out of fear. I didn't understand. The glowing alien nodded. Then the danger is not from the human, but from our ignorance. Jason sighed. Finally, someone gets it. Council talked among themselves for a few minutes. Then they made a decision. We will not harm or imprison you, human Jason, the lead counselor said. Hey, but we request your cooperation. Many wish to study you. Respectfully. Jason raised an eyebrow. Study me how? In controlled settings? Interviews? Maybe some observation? Jason's face went pale. No thanks. I'm not some alien dating show contestant. We will not force you, the counselor added. But your anatomy has raised questions. And questions lead to progress. Jason folded his arms. If I help, I want rules. No touching. No testing. Just talking. And I want coffee. Zarna smiled for the first time. I can get you coffee, Council agreed. As Jason walked out of the chamber with Zarna, he asked quietly, is this going to get weirder? Zarna gave him a sideways glance. Jason, half the station now calls you the two-legged Shai-Hulid. It's already weird. Jason sighed. Great. Just great. But deep inside, something else stirred, an odd feeling that maybe, just maybe, the aliens weren't the only ones curious, and far above them. In another sector of the galaxy, a message was being sent. Human. Subject identified. Unique gene confirmed.
Acquisition.
Acquisition. Someone else was watching. And they weren't just curious. They were coming. Jason returned to his apartment under heavy watch. Not for punishment, but protection. Ever since the council's shocking announcement that the human male's strange, organ was not a parasite, but a natural part of reproduction, things had changed. Especially the way female aliens looked at him before. Jason was just that human tenant. A quiet guy who paid rent on time and smiled politely in the hallway. Now he was the human. It's the living mystery, the legend with the living. It started the next morning. Jason opened his door and nearly stepped on a glowing basket. Inside was alien fruit, glistening like stars. A note floated above it, written in a swirling language, but translated by his device. To the brave male of Earth. From a humble admirer in Unit 8V, you are fascinating. Jason blinked. What the hell? He turned the basket over. It smelled like passion fruit mixed with cinnamon. Whatever it wasn't from Earth. He looked around the hallway, empty, quiet, but he could feel its ties watching. From behind doors, later that day things got weirder. At the community fitness center, Jason noticed several alien women lingering by the door. One with blue feathers waved shyly. Another, with translucent skin, giggled when she saw him bend over to tie his shoes. Is it true? One of them whispered as he passed. Jason kept walking, but whispers followed him. Back in his room, he opened his apartment's messaging terminal. Over 40 messages blinked on the screen, all from female aliens. Some asked,
Scientific questions.
Is your anatomy truly functional without external eggs?
Some were less scientific. Would you consider a private dinner with someone from
the moon of Richter. And some were downright disturbing. Can I examine your mating posture? For research, of course. Jason shut the screen. This is insane, he muttered. Just then, the door chimed. It was Zella, and Jason opened the door slowly. Let me guess. More questions? Zarna walked in, her scales shimmering dark blue. She didn't look angry. In fact, she looked ... awkward. She placed a small device on the table. This will block incoming messages. Ah! You're being targeted by... what do you call them? Thirsty aliens? Jason chuckled. Yeah, I noticed. Zarna crossed her arms. You're not used to this kind of attention? Jason raised an eyebrow. Would you be? She hesitated. No. A long pause. Then she looked at him carefully. Should know. Some of these females aren't curious about you. They're curious about what you carry. What makes you different? Jason frowned. I don't want to be an object. I understand. Zarna said softly. But you're rare. And in this galaxy, rare things are either worshipped or stolen. Jason sat on the couch. That's comforting. Zarna sat across from him. Her voice turned serious. You need to be careful. Not every species believes in consent. The way humans do. Jason nodded slowly. Thanks, I mean it. Zarna stood to leave, but paused at the door. If I ever... Ask questions, she said quietly. They will come from a place of respect. Jason looked up. Thanks, Zarna. As the door closed behind her, Jason leaned back. The galaxy had changed in one day, and he wasn't sure if that was a good thing. Meanwhile, on a shadowed moon far from the station, a small council of alien elites watched Jason's profile on a screen. He is fertile, said one. He is unguarded, said another. The others are wasting time, a third whispered. We will take what we need. Quietly, they nodded. Their ship was already en route. Jason sat across from 3 alien scientists in a cold, silver-walled room. Each had a different shape. One looked like a walking flower. One was a floating jellyfish, and the third was all sharp angles and eyes. They all stared at him. Silently, then the flower one spoke. We appreciate your presence, human Jason. This is a non-invasive session. Only questions.
Oh.
Touching. Jason sighed. Fine. Let's get this over with. The jellyfish alien floated closer. We are studying the evolutionary function of your reproductive system. Why such complexity? For one task, Jason leaned back. Because we don't just reproduce, we connect. Emotionally. Emotion, the sharp-eyed alien repeated, blinking. Explain that, unit. Jason gave a small smile. It's what makes humans human. We don't bond just because it's needed. We do it because we want to. The aliens recorded everything, but as Jason answered question after question, his eyes kept drifting to the door. He hoped it would open. He hoped she'd walk in. Evening she did. Zarna entered his room quietly. She wore something different today, no armor, no scanner devices, just a soft robe from her home planet. Her scales shimmered like liquid metal. You didn't come to the last session, Jason said softly. I didn't want to see you treated like a machine, she replied. Jason stood up. Why are you here now? Oh. Zarna looked unsure for it. The first time, her voice lowered. Because I'm not just curious anymore. I'm confused. Jason blinked. About what? Zarna sat down across from him. About you. Your kind. Your effect. He waited. She took a breath. We've studied thousands of species, mating for power, for duty, for population control. But humans, you choose it. You bond, you feel. Jason nodded. That's how we love. Zarna looked away. We don't have that word on my planet. They sat in silence. Then she asked carefully, if you were to bond, how would you choose? Jason didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked into her eyes. Someone I trust. Someone who sees me, not just my body. Zarna's jaw tensed. You've become a symbol here. You know that? Some want to claim you? I'm not a trophy, Jason said firmly. And I won't be anyone's experiment. Zarna stood. Then maybe we can make our own experiment. Jason's heart skipped. What do you mean? Stepped closer. No scientists. No council. Just you and me. Shared moment. Mutual learning. Bound by rules and consent. Jason looked into her glowing golden eyes. Is this just curiosity for you? Zarna hesitated. It started that way, but now, I don't know. Jason took her hand gently. Her skin was cool and smooth. I won't rush you, he said. But if we do this, it's not science. It's real. She nodded. They both signed a consent form on his data pad. It wasn't for the lit, it was for each other. And then, they simply sat there. No pressure, no rushing. It's just closeness, just trust. The alien landlady who once screamed in fear now listened to his heartbeat with quiet wonder, far above the station. The black ship from the moon entered orbit, cloaked. Silent inside, hunters prepared their tools. The target, the human male. The mission, extraction. Genetic harvest. They didn't care about emotion, they wanted results. And nothing, not even love, would stop them. News spread quickly. The human and the landlady had bonded. Not in a lab, not under scanners, but privately, quietly, by choice, and the other alien females did not like it. Jason felt the change the next morning. He left his room and found the hallway strangely quiet. No gifts today. No messages. No curious questions. Just cold stares, especially from the alien females who once smiled. He passed Cinna, the wealthy tentacled diplomat from Unit 9. She was always graceful, always polite. Today she blocked his path, so she said, voice like velvet. You chose the lizard. Jason blinked. Excuse me? You could have shared your culture with the galaxy, someone of status, of power. Instead, you gave it to your landlady. Jason folded his arms. Zarna treated me like a person, not a project. You just don't see it yet. And she walked past him, her scent sharp and bitter. Later that day, Jason met Zarna in the garden. Dome. She stood near a glowing tree, her expression unreadable. You felt it too, didn't you? Jason asked. Zeder nodded. They're watching us now, judging us now, judging. They don't care about me, Jason said. I represent. Zarna looked away. They hate that I reached you first. Jason chuckled bitterly. Like I'm a prize. You are, she replied. To them anyway. Jason sighed. Let them watch. I don't care. Zarna looked at him with something new in her eyes, pride. But as they walked back together, a drone flew overhead. It wasn't one of the stations. Zarna noticed it first. "That's not ours," she said. Jason turned. The drone zipped away silently. "They're getting desperate," Zarna whispered. Jason's voice lowered. "Then we need to be ready." That night, Jason received a private message, encrypted, anonymous. The voice in the message was calm and robotic. "You have 24 hours to surrender your genetic rights. Refusal will result in collection by force." "They're done playing games." "Who are they?" Jason asked. "Private syndicates," Zarna replied. "Alien nobles. Research. Houses. Even black market collectors. You're not just a curiosity anymore. You're valuable." Jason laughed nervously. "You mean I've got space bounty hunters after my DNA?" Zarna didn't laugh. She handed him a small silver disc. "This is a portable shield generator. Keep it on you at all times." Jason held the device, suddenly feeling how real things had become. No more awkward questions, no more silly attention. Now, they wanted to take him, to own him. The next morning, everything changed. Jason's room was broken into. No alarms. No noise. But he knew someone had been there. His datapad was missing. The consent form with Zarna, gone. Even the fruit basket from earlier was smashed on the floor. Zarna arrived moments later. Her face was cold. "They're sending a message," she said. "They're coming." Jason nodded. "Then let's give them a surprise." Far in space, the dark ship, the crew received one final transmission. Subject still non-compliant. Activate extraction plan. Use minimum force unless resistance is met. The commander smiled. "Soon, the galaxy's most powerful DNA will be ours." But what they didn't know was that humans didn't go down easy, especially not this one. Asterisk. The lights went out, not just in Jason's apartment, but across the entire living sector of the station. Total blackout. Jason was ready. He didn't scream. He didn't panic. He reached under his bed, grabbed the emergency pack Zarna had given him, and tapped the small shield disc to his chest. A faint blue shimmer surrounded his body. He waited, then came the sound, soft, smooth like silk sliding over metal. They were here. 3 shadows stepped into his room, tall, cloaked in black armor, wearing breathing tubes. Their eyes glowed. Read behind their masks, collectors silent, trained, ruthless. One reached toward him with a metal glove. Jason activated a flash grenade from his pack. White light filled the room. The collectors screamed in static language as their vision blurred. Jason bolted toward the hallway. Zarna was already there, holding a shock rifle. "Run," she shouted. They dashed through the halls as the stations. Emergency sirens began to scream. "Dock 7, Zarna said as they ran. "That's where I parked my escape pod." "Did you always expect this?" Jason asked between breaths. Zarna didn't answer. She only ran faster. They reached Dock 7. But it was guarded not by collectors, by station security. Jason stopped cold. "What are they doing here?" Zarna pulled him back into the shadows. "The council must have sold us out. They don't want war, so they're giving them you." Jason felt a cold fury rise inside him. "They're trading me like cargo." Zarna placed a hand on his shoulder. "No, we decide how this ends." Just then, Zarna's communicator buzzed. An encrypted voice crackled through. "This is Commander Riley of the Terran Defense Group. We've tracked hostile movement toward your station. Human subject confirmed. Prepare for extraction." Eyes widened. "Wait, the Terrans know." Zarna nodded. "They were watching. Your species never leaves their people behind." Seconds later, a hole exploded in the dock wall of Sleek. Black Earth-built ship hovered just outside. Terran soldiers stormed in with precision. Laser fire erupted across the hangar. The collectors tried to fight. They failed. Jason and Zarna were pulled aboard the rescue craft as the doors sealed. Jason looked down at the burning dock. The collectors were defeated. The council would be exposed. He turned to the Terran commander. "Why now?" Jason asked. Commander Riley grinned.
We
"Knew this day would come. We monitor all frontier humans. The moment your DNA profile went viral, you became a target." Jason shook his head. So I'm a walking bio prize. Maybe, Riley said, but you're our bio prize. Inside the safe room of the Terran ship, Jason sat beside Zarna. She looked exhausted. Her scales were scratched, but her eyes still shined. Are you all right? He asked gently. I should ask you that, she replied. Jason gave a small smile. You saved me, again. Zarna looked away. I didn't do it because you're rare or powerful. I did it because I care. Jason reached out, gently touching her hand. So do I. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Zarna whispered, They're not done, are they? Jason shook his head. Not yet. Meanwhile, in the darkness of deep space, far beyond known maps, another said, We will wait. Humans are not infinite, but time is. They vanished into the shadows once more, but their hunger remained. Jason stood on the viewing deck of the Terran warship, looking out at the stars. So much had changed in 1 week. He came here to start a new life now. Half the galaxy knew who he was. Some wanted to study him. Others wanted to take him. But only one chose to stand beside him, Zarna. And that made all the difference. Behind him, ship's commander approached. Commander Riley nodded. We've scanned the collector's base. They're a part of something bigger. A black syndicate. Deep network. Hundreds of planets involved. Jason frowned. All because of one human body part? Riley chuckled. It's not the organ, son. It's what it represents. Your DNA, your emotions, your free will. The aliens don't fear your biology. They fear your ability to choose. Jason turned away from the window, then let them be afraid. Later that day, Jason and Zarna stood before the Earth Council aboard the Terran fleet. Scientists, generals, ambassadors all were listening. Jason told them everything about the collectors, about the false friendship from the alien council, about the dozens of alien females who saw him as a thing, not a person, and about Zarna who chose him before the galaxy saw value. The room was quiet when he finished. Then one elder stood and said, This is no longer just your story, Mr. Jason. This is the story of all of us. The Terran Federation responded quickly. New laws were passed. Humans on alien stations would now have genetic protection. Diplomatic. Units were deployed to every sector where humans lived, and the message was clear. Humans are not for sale. Why not? For study. Not for stealing. It wasn't war, it was warning, and the galaxy listened. But not everyone stayed silent. Back on the space station, protests broke out. Some alien citizens were angry not because humans were protected. They had fallen in love with what they couldn't have. Jason saw it on the news feed. He shook his head. Some still don't get it. Zarna sat beside him. They want what you are, but they never earned your trust. Jason smiled. You did? She looked at him. Do you still want to run? Jason took a deep breath. No. I want to build here, she asked. Everywhere, he answered. A new home. One where humans are free and respected. Zarna held out her hand. Then let's build it together. Jason took it, and together. They stepped forward into a future no one expected, not as alien and human, but as equals, as a beginning. Meanwhile, in a distant system, the Shadow Syndicate received the final transmission. Target protected. Earth. Response to strong. Project Sci-Fi is delayed. But one figure stepped out of the dark and whispered, Let them build. Let them hope. One day we won't just study humans. We'll become them.